What is up, everyone? It is Diecastbuffet here again, guys. We have the 2024 Ty Gibbs exclusive alternate paint scheme to the Nascar Authentics line. I think this one ran at the Bristol Spring Race. Regardless, let's go ahead and check out this awesome diecast. All right, folks, rotating base out of the studio and check out this diecast in hand. And what a cool looking paint scheme. So this was an exclusive car that ran at the Spring Bristol race, I believe it was, and that was the crazy event that had all the tire wear. It was just bananas, right? Well, anyways, this diecast, of course, didn't get made in the Gold Series, unfortunately, but fortunately, NASCAR Authentics saved it. This is actually produced on the GL mold. Y'all see my videos on how I talked about the Camaro and the Ford one. Well, I've yet to do a Toyota one, because the Toyota diecast were released pretty late, to be honest with you, and naturally I couldn't find them. So we have one in the studio. This will be our first look at the new diecast mold, so I'm excited for that. Got Ty Gibbs right there, Wave 7. Wave 7 is a really good diecast wave. So these are all on the GL mold variant, all these cars here. You have exclusive right here, obviously, with the Ty Gibbs. The Corey LaJoie, another exclusive. Technically, it could be considered a Justin Haley diecast as well if he ran that paint scheme. And then right here, Advent Health Eric Jones. That's another great exclusive diecast. Love it. And even the ones that are not exclusive are pretty darn good, like that Kubota car, the Bass Pro car, the Loves car. Really good stuff. So regardless, I'm going to go ahead and carefully open up this diecast. I'll be right back. All right, folks, here we go. Brand new in the studio. And y'all know I love the GL mold variants of the Ford and the Chevy. I am very interested and curious how this Toyota diecast is. And I'm looking at it. I'm kind of just feeling the diecast mold. From what I can tell, the front end does look a little bit more pronounced. And we'll go ahead and bring in a EL mold variant. Now, it's not the exact diecast, but this is going to give us a great example of what differences we could possibly see. It looks like the nose on the 2024 GL mold, that being the car on the right, is just a fraction, maybe more pronounced, a little bit longer than the EL mold variant. Go to the left side of the diecast here. I'm just trying to get a good look at the new diecast mold. It's kind of difficult because the way the decal wrap is, but I think it's just a fraction more detailed than the EL mold. And I think it's particularly this area right here. There's a little bit more shadowing going on, so that means there's more detail. That is the area that I'm seeing the most detail than the EL mold, that being the one on the left. So yeah, that is fascinating, guys. So a little bit more detail on the GL mold version. I like that. That's pretty cool. So let's go to the traditional diecast review now. So you got Sirius XM right there on the hood. What an interesting design. It's like a star with the little like S or whatever. That's definitely different. Got your hood louvers. Obviously, there's no window print on the $5 to $6 Authentics line cars. You have the Toyota decal right there. Camry. You got Joe Gibbs Racing. Sunoco 54. Sunoco once again. The splitter is flat on this variant of car, the GL, which if you're new here, this is the last two digits you're looking for, GL. That's what it would be if it's a EL mold, which let me grab a diecast here. Now this one's, they don't make a GL mold variant at the time of this video for the trucks. And just because I said that, watch them make a GL mold variant. I'm kidding. You see the EL right there on the rear end housing area. That's the same factory, I believe, that makes the Cup cars. This is a separate factory, I think. So anyways, you can see a pretty gnarly decal area that should have been trimmed better right here on the left front. And that's actually a pretty easy fix. You could take a, X-Acto trimming thing, and carefully do it. You can see on the B-post decal as well. Obviously, if you're a young fan, don't do that because those things are sharp. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure what the heck this is. A little bit of some fuzz. That's cool. Ty Gibbs, he gets us there. You have Sirius XM. Interstate batteries, Mobile One. Got the 54 with this little blue design. I have no idea what that is because the blue on the car is all decal. It's not paint, so I'm not really sure where that came from. Unless they were patching up an area on the car and they had paint on a brush or a finger and they accidentally got it there. So that's kind of interesting. The American ethanol ring. The B post decal, it's pretty off. You can kind of see where the texture, where the metal ends. So that's unfortunate. Oh yeah, see right there, it was peeling off there. So that needs to be clear coated there. That's unfortunate. Go to the back panel of the diecast. Got Sirius XM, Toyota 54. You got John 316. I am second. I'm a 1. Got a little bit of an extra decal piece there. Toyota. The back end of the car. Let me check that out because that looks different to me. I don't know why, but the rear bumper of this car looks different. Yeah, look at it. That is interesting, fellas. The back end of the car just looks so much more sporty on the not EL. I'm getting them confused, fellas. The GL mold. Just something about like this panel right here looks a little bit more sporty. The lower trim looks just a little bit more sporty, and the spoiler looks a little less round. It looks a little bit more aggressive, if you will. Let's look at a side view, and I'm trying to get a good angle for y'all. It does look a little bit less bulky, in my opinion. Like it looks a little bit more sporty. The actual bumper panel, though, looks taller. Am I tripping on that? Yeah, I think the actual bumper panel, this area right here, I think this little portion is actually taller on the GL mold than an EL mold. So a lot of people might not care about these things, but for me, I'm a dork, and I love the just intricacies of all these different 1/64 scale die casts. Now we look at the kind of the trunk line of it. I don't know, that part looks decently similar, but yeah, it does look a little bit more sporty, the GL mold, which is expected. Now, obviously, I can't get these cars to stay completely the same way, but I think the spoiler is taller on the EL mode, that being the Sport Clips car. So you learn something new every day. That's always fascinating. And then the wheels on these, I love them, man. They don't roll as good, unfortunately, as the EL mode, because the wheel wells are not as wide, right? So it's less room for the wheels to freely roll, which obviously the closer it is to the fender well, the greater chance of friction. But the wheel prints are amazing. The wheel prints, as I bumped the camera, sorry, is so clear. That is fascinating. Overall paint scheme of the car, it's a pretty nice looking livery. You know, just a gloss white paint job. It kind of have like this blue outlining cut out there. Very modern, very sleek. Just what a cool looking car. It's a shame he didn't run it more often, because I really liked it. I remember watching practice for the Bristol race and just seeing this car turn laps, and what a cool little car, man. At the top of the diecast, got the blue 54. That looks cool. Got the Sirius XM logo there. What a cool looking diecast, man. And go to the back panel of this car. You have Mac Tools, whatever logo that is. Sherwin-Williams, Simeon's, I think it's Doosan or something, and Lincoln Welders. Now, one little thing about the Toyota diecasts that are really interesting is the 2024 EL mode variant actually has the windows. They're all one giant piece, right? So traditionally, for the last 10 to 15 years, most of the 164s have two separate panels of the windows. So it's like the front windshield's one piece and then the rear window's one piece. Well, for the 2024 Camry, they went old school, because all the Gen 4 cars used to be like this. Almost all of them. Like the Monte Carlos, they were like that. The Ford Tauruses from Action Winter Circle back in the 2000s, they were like that. Well, anyways, the 2024 EL mode Camrys, they made the solid one piece. But where that's interesting is that's the first time in like 15, 16 something years they ever done that, right, for the Cup Series mode. And the GL mode for all three of the cars, that being the Camaro, the Mustang, and now the Camry, at least I'm assuming the Camry's like that because I haven't taken it apart, but I think this one is. Yeah, I can tell there's only one solid sheet of plastic, so yeah, that it's all one piece. All three of the GL mode ones have one solid piece of plastic, so there's a lot more difference to it than what meets the eye. Like the way the dashboards are designed, they actually have two holes where the dashboard is installed on these 164s. Traditionally, they would just have one large rivet. Well, these actually have two. And the plastic the interiors are made with are a little bit more bendable. They're a little bit more softer plastic, if you will. So I feel like they don't break as much. The windows are actually a lot harder plastic. I know, it's crazy how these cars are made differently. The GL mold windows are actually a lot harder. If you bend it, it will crack. It is much more like the 124 scale plastic we see. So it's fascinating to me how each mold kind of has some pros and some cons to it. Like, I love the wheels on these, but I wish they had window print. You know what I'm saying? And that's just, kind of a pro and con right there. But what do y'all think, guys? Make sure to tap in down below in the comment section. Let me know. Awesome looking diecast. It is a exclusive. If you see it, pick it up. It's going to look great in your collection. Thank y'all for watching the video. Have a blessed one. For all your normal 1/64 scale diecast shopping needs, make sure to tap it over there at Circle B Diecast. Use promo code Diecastbuffet. You can help support the channel. And hey, you can save on some money. So check it out. That's all for now. Diecastbuffet. Have a blessed one. Signing off.